Everybody, Chris here from Family Magic Weekly, looking to do a commentary video on a news item that popped up, I would say, about a week and a half ago, concerning Avatar, the World of Pandora, or I believe the actual title of it is Pandora, the World of Avatar. You had the ending of the Main Street Electrical Parade, you had the hurricane, you even had a Living with the Land get evacuated yesterday, the day I'm filming this. It was yesterday. So it seems like this story got kind of lost in the mix. For those of you that don't know, Disney is building a new land. If you've been to Animal Kingdom in the last year, you've seen that in the southwest corner of the park, they're building a land. You'll see these sort of floating mountains, very reminiscent of the movie Avatar, sort of coming to more recently. You're starting to see them if you're looking in that area. It's looking pretty impressive, but it's a land that is supposed to open up in 2017. About I think it's like 11 or 12 acres in the park. It's going to be anchored by two main attractions. There's going to be what has been described as a boat ride, Navi river journey, as well as the main ride, which is Avatar Flight of Passage, which had been described by many to possibly be a soaring type ride. The reason why these, this is sort of news that's been known. The reason why I'm bringing it up today is that it was actually one of the Walt Disney World guides, Birnbaum's, actually released their updated book, which featured ride descriptions of these rides. There's been a lot of speculation as to what they are. Like I said, there's speculation that the Flight of Passage is actually an Avatar, the Flight of Passage is actually a soaring type ride. However, that's a lot of that's been speculation. I'm gonna actually read to you what they say regarding the Navi river journey. This one, sort of, people generally had an idea of this. It's a musical voyage into Pandora's bioluminescent forest. This trip is as calm and family-friendly as they come. The adventure begins as guests board canoes and venture down a mysterious, sacred river hidden within the rainforest. The grandeur of Pandora is revealed as canoes float past exotic glowing plants and an array of amazing creatures, including native humanoids known as the Navi. The journey culminates with an encounter with a Navi shaman who has a deep connection to the life of Pandora and sends positive energy into the forest with her music. Navi River Journey is generally appreciated by guests of all ages, though timid tykes who are spooked by darkness may find parts of this expedition unsettling. So, it is a boat. It sounds like this is going to be a boat journey with audio animatronic figures. Again, not a surprise. It's a welcome attraction. These sort of boat rides, these dark rides, are really something that Disney does better than anyone. It's nothing there that's really surprising. However, I'd say it's a welcome idea. Then there's Avatar Flight of Passage, which has sort of been the main e-ticket ride that Disney's been hyping for the area. What Birnbaum's guide has to say about that is, the crowning jewel of Animal Kingdom's newest neighborhood, Avatar Flight of Passage, invites daredevils to take a scenic trip to Pandora on the backs of a flying mounted banshee. The intense journey takes place in a cutting-edge simulator-like environment and offers much more than a thrill a minute. Guests are treated to a bird's-eye view of all the sights, sounds, and smells of the majestic moon that the Navi call home. A high-flying e-ticket experience, Flight of Passage is a most realistic, immersive experience. It is not recommended for guests with motion sensitivity, heart conditions, fear of heights, or any physical issues. The experience is quite popular. Book a FastPass Plus assignment if you can. For height requirements, visit www.disneyworld.com. So, what do we take out of this? Well, first and foremost, simulator-like environment seems to suggest something like Soarin'. It also, a lot of the verbiage here, cutting edge, simulator, thrill of minutes, the recommendations for people with motion sensitivity or heart conditions also suggest it's more of a thrill ride. So is this a soaring type ride? Does this excite you? Does reading these things excite you? Now, in terms of lands, dedicated themed lands, we all know that Harry Potter, Universal's kind of set the bar with Harry Potter. The e-ticket attractions for the 2 Harry Potter worlds in Orlando have been very well received. You have the Escape from Gringotts as well as Forbidden Journey. Would hardly, even though one of the largest complaints that people have against about Universal attractions is it's a lot of screens. Certainly you didn't leave those rides thinking, well, gee, that was all screens. You could certainly make that argument about Soarin'. Soarin', you're being raised up into a screen. A lot of people like Soarin', though. So, I mean, how do you feel? Does this excite you? Is this something that makes you a little more excited for Pandora, the World of Avatar? I know there's been some people who've been kind of lukewarm about the idea. Certainly Disney, because the movie was several years ago. It's not something that's really something that's on the tip of people's tongues or in the forefront of their minds in terms of pop culture. They're supposed to be making more movies, but those movies haven't. There haven't been release dates for those movies. I truthfully haven't checked because I'm not necessarily a fan of the first movie. I thought the story was pretty simplistic. But, a lot of people liked it. A lot of people saw the movie. Did they see the movie because they liked the story, or did they see it because of the cutting-edge special effects? So I think when Disney announced the Pandora Land, a lot of people were like, Avatar, really? But the more you see about the land, I think the more interesting it looks. And despite the fact that the land is based off this movie, it seems like they're really trying to distance themselves from the movie. When they're talking about the land, you're not really hearing much discussion about the characters. They're not really transferring you into those movies. They're transferring you into that world. They want you to look at that world as the character. The story is this land. They're not thrusting you into the story of the film. It certainly doesn't seem like these rides are necessarily thrusting you into the film themselves. There was the flight of passage scene in the movie. However, they're not mentioning the main characters of the movies as being individuals you're going to be interacting with. And certainly the boat ride seems to be more of an expansion of that universe rather than something that's actually been something that was actually in the movies. Although it's been so long since I've seen that movie, there may have been a rite of passage scene. I don't remember. Kind of curious what you think about this. If you please leave some comments or critiques of what I had to say. Again, I'm going to be doing these commentary videos pretty frequently. So what do you think about Pandora World of Avatar? Is it something that you're looking forward to? Is it something that makes you want to go to Animal Kingdom? Do you feel that this is going to be a good answer back by Disney to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter and Diagon Alley, or do you feel that are you holding out hope for Star Wars to be that, or do you look at what this is being announced as, these attractions, as sort of an idea of what we can expect from the Star Wars land? I certainly am. I feel that they can really knock it out of the park with these rides, as they seem to knock it out of the park with the Pirates of the Caribbean ride in Shanghai Disney. All these things just make me more and more excited for when Star Wars Land finally does come out. But I really want to know what you think. Feel free to comment. Again, like and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Visit us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. As an aside, Amanda recently posted a video on crafts, as you can see over my shoulder, right there. That's the pin board. for her pin collection. If you're interested in making one of those yourself, definitely check out her video on that. We're still trying to sell this table. It's still there. This whole room is sort of a work in progress. So if you're looking to buy a table, there's that too. So that's it. That's it for today. See you next week, and be careful.